Okay, so first thing that you need to consider is that USMLE and PLAB are not just different exams but entirely different life paths. And since you're only gonna get one life, plan very carefully and don't just base your decision only on the basis of which exam is more or less difficult or which pathway is more or less expensive. Yeah, as the end of the journey, at the end of the journey and throughout the journey, you're going to live an entirely different life. So keep that in mind. You're not deciding which exams I'm going to give, rather you're defining your life. So take this decision very carefully. Okay, so first thing that I want to lay out to you is the working hours. So if you are from an extremely degenerate country with regards to medical education like India, where you are expected and made to work basically 24/7, then both the options are going to be like a godlike relief to you. But still, one of them is going to be way better than the other one. Let me explain. Okay, let's take the case of typical residency. Residency program we are going to discuss both for USA and PLAB. So in USA, you have at least one day off on an average per week, and you are mandated not to work more than 80 hours per week on an average, and that's by law. So yes, some weeks you will be worked more than 80 hours per week, but then you will get more offs, to compensate all that. And on an average, okay, you will not work more than 80 hours per week. Now, keep in mind, this is the upper limit, and usually this upper limit is abused by the surgical residencies. Yeah, whereas residencies like psychiatry and GP and family medicine stuff, they have more or less normal working hours even during residency. So yes, the timing do depend on the type of residency you have chosen, but now you know the maximum amount of abusement that you might undergo in the USA path, 80 hours per week. Now coming on to the PLAB pathway, so this one is its strong point. You are mandated by law to only work no more than 48 hours per week, which is beautiful. So it's mostly just like normal working days where you get at least 2 days off per week, and those days are usually Saturday and Sunday, so basically weekends off. It's like a normal job. Plus on the days where you have to perform extra duties, you will get extra compensation for it. This is in stark contrast with USA, where you typically don't get extra compensation, no extra pay, you just have a normal basic pay. And very importantly, in the UK you have at least 28 days of paid leave every year, and that's by law, which increases with your experience, and you also get a lot of offs and stuff and leaves of maternity and paternity and stuff. So it's really great in USA, whereas in UK, whereas in USA you don't really get much leaves. You don't have as a designated leaves and stuff, and it also varies from institution to institution. Now coming to the money argument, one might be tempted to think that you make more money in USA than in UK, but that is not the actual truth. Let me explain. So during residency, the amount that you earn in UK is actually similar or greater than the amount that you earn in USA. And in case of USA, there is a huge discrepancy from one state to another, whereas in UK it's more or less stable. It's nice. And if you want to earn more money, that's a straightforward path in UK. It's called locanships, and it's really easy to get and do, and it is legal. Most importantly, there are no legal issues, and it is practically possible, as you are allowed to work up to a maximum of 56 hours per week, and therefore even if you complete your 48 hours quota, you still have 8 more hours which you can easily spend on doing locum shifts. And since these are extra shifts, and since you are basically covering them for other people, you get paid significantly higher than your actual salary. A major point, some people earn more through their locum shifts than their actual salary. So now you know that potential, and therefore it's a great source of earning money and saving up. Along with that, whatever you do, like night shifts or shifts on holidays like weekends, you are paid extra accordingly. And during residency, you can earn way more in UK than in USA. Plus a bonus point, if you choose very in-demand specialties like GP and work in certain remote locations, then you get a bonus upfront, which includes a payment of thousands of pounds. Last time I checked, it was around 20k. It's a huge amount of money. you just have to complete your residency in that area, in underserved area or remote locations, and you have to do a specific specialty like GP, which is like very much in demand. Now coming to USA, technically people may be able to do extra shifts in USA. It's called moonlighting over there, but practically it's not possible since you are already overworked, and since in most places it requires you to be a citizen of the USA, and therefore it's directly rules out this option for IMGs. And also the pay is not that great during residency. It's okay, it's fine, but it depends from state to state also, and from institution to institution. Now consider this option if you want to start investing and building your wealth during your residency. Again, UK is surprisingly the better option, but I do want to warn you, currently the living cost in UK has really blown out of proportion. So do take that into calculation. Sometimes depending upon the place of residency in USA may be a better option in terms of absolute money factor, but then we also need to take into consideration the time the time factor. You can do side hustles and stuff. But now we come to money after residency, and in that case USA is far ahead than UK, and that's a fact, there's no denying it. The salary of an attending internal medicine or family medicine physician, basically just 3 years after training gives you $200,000 plus salaries, and the taxes in USA is also way lesser than in UK, so you earn a ridiculous amount of money. It's the best part about USA. But this is not the whole story. Let's talk about the style of residency and the choice of residency. That is, in USA there is a very rigid structure of training, and there are no non-training jobs. Okay, you don't get residency, you are jobless. That's the basic funda. Whereas in UK there are so-called non-training jobs, also called locum shifts, where you are necessarily not doing any formal training. The key word to emphasize here is formal. You do get training and getting paid exactly the same amount as the doctor in that training level, and in fact if you might get more experience through this informal training job, plus you also build connections stuff, which are all very important. And this is a very crucial point for a later argument of mine regarding the specialty selection, and I will get back to it later. So basically what I am saying is, in USA even after clearing your steps, you are not guaranteed a residency, and there are no non-training jobs. So basically you're jobless for the most part. During that period you will have to wait an entire year before you get another chance to apply, and it does not also reflect well on your portfolio also. However, there are ways to deal with this problem, but I will make another video for that. It's a very broad topic. In UK you have non-training posts, and therefore for the most part if you have GMC registration you can get jobs. And mind you, this also provides some very unique properties, like if you continue down this informal path of training, you can later down pick any location you want to practice. You can pick any specialty you like, including very competitive ones like ENT and stuff. You can take off whenever you want. It's not a rigid residency, it's just like a job, so you can tailor it to your liking. That is, if you want to work part-time you can easily do that and stuff. Now, no, depending on specialty. In fact, there are doctors who want to do surgery or other specialties, and then they decide to not do that. They decide to do the non-training job. Then quickly they realize this is not the type of lifestyle they want. And they can easily switch later down the line since they are in the informal training path. This is such a beautiful system to make sure that the right man goes for the right job. And if you practice for some years as non-training, your opportunities in Australia also opens up. But that's for another video. That is also a broad topic. Other than that, suppose if you really love a specialty and it's very competitive, and you will definitely not get that as an IMG in USA, you can work as a non-training job in the UK, then switch to a non-training job in the specific specialty that you wanted, and then get all the exams related to that specialty completed. For example, if you want to do surgery, you can give MRCS and then FRCS, and then complete all the competencies required for that specialty on your own, and then apply for a consultant position. You will become attending. It is called the Caesar pathway. It's an entirely different game, and there are a lot of benefits and risks to this pathway, and I'll make a different video for that. But yes, you can basically get whatever specialty you want. You just have to work really hard and smartly, and there is a clear path for you, unlike USA, where they do not accept any of your previous experience. And you have to complete their residency programs from start to finish in order to become a board certified physician. And even if we talk about formal pathway, depending on your previous experiences and proved competencies, you can bypass some of the steps and still get into formal training and get the CCT certificate, which is like the formal training ending. And now, even you don't complete the entire training and leave in the middle, depending on the exams you have given, you can work in other countries also on different levels, and therefore there is no need to complete the entire training in UK, whereas you have to complete the entire training in USA. And also the task of switching to different residencies is very malignant and really not well accepted and not smooth and clear. So now you have a lot of brief information. Let's summarize everything with a specific example. So if you want to earn shit ton of money, that's the main thing that you care about, and you don't really care about work-life balance, USA is the path for you. If you are okay with primary care specialties, and don't have any competitive specialties in your mind, USA is again the best path for you, even if you care about work-life balance, as the primary care specialties residencies are really short and you make shit ton of money after such short residencies. And as an attending, you can completely design your life, and since you have chosen a primary care specialty, you will have jobs everywhere, and you can tailor your practice according to your will, and your degree is recognized worldwide. And also, if you want to follow the FIRE model, just work extremely hard during initial few years and accumulate a lot of money, invest it properly, and retire in your home country. All of that you can do in USA with ease. This is the best part for that. Okay, but if you are in for the long haul, if you want flexibility, you want freedom and work-life balance throughout your journey, if you are confused as to which specialty I want to get into, if you want to get into really competitive specialties and don't want anything else, UK is the best bet for you. And that's one more very important thing. It's much easier to get nationality of UK than in USA. It is a straightforward path in UK, whereas in USA it is complex and also depend on your luck. So keep that in mind. It's a very important point. With that being said, these are all my opinions, and that too for educational purposes only. Do your own research before attempting any path, as rules and regulations keep on changing, especially with regards to visas and stuff. I hope you guys have an amazing journey, and I hope my information will be useful to at least some of you. I'll be posting a lot more on these topics later down the line, and also provide different authentic resources and stuff, YouTube channels and everything for you all to check out. I will be posting all this on my YouTube, Insta, and different places. If you want to be updated, do follow me. If you have any doubts or anything like that, you can easily reach out to me, either in the comment section or even in the Instagram or whatever. It's totally fine. Okay, so thank you. Bye bye. Best of luck.